to find it right now.
Sure, okay, but just before we go to our guests here in the studio, what sort of thing is your understanding? What were they discussing?
Well, I think one key issue was, again, I'm reading from a pre-meeting booklet sent out to the attendees, which our sources duly passed on to me. One of the points which they discussed last Friday morning, depression or a prolonged stagnation, question mark. Now, Bilderberg was looking at two options, either a prolonged, agonizing depression that dooms the world to decades of stagnation, decline, and poverty, or an intense but shorter depression that paves the way for a new sustainable economic world order with less sovereignty but more efficiency. Again, they've decided on something shortish but very, very intense. Another point, and this again might very well interest European and British audience, there will be a final push for the enactment of the Lisbon Treaty, pending, of course, on the Irish voting yes on the treaty in September and October. Now, one of the Bilderberg concerns, and they talked about it on Friday afternoon, is addressing and neutralizing the anti-Lisbon Treaty movement called Libertas, led by Declan Ganley, the millionaire who actually put a stop to it the last time they voted for the European Constitution, which is Lisbon Treaty, of course, is the watered-down version of it. Now, one of the Bilderberg...
Okay, Danny, we're going to run out of time. Given that it's not in the newspapers, who would you advise on the web looking up that doesn't sound crazy and doesn't sound like it's the Da Vinci Code? Because for a lot of our viewers, it will sound like that.
Well, if I understand your question, you're asking me where people can go and look for this information?
That's right.
Well, I suggest they don't look at prisonplanet.com. I mean, these are crazies who do that kind of stuff. There's very little material out there. If you want to read information based on facts, I suggest my book. I've been researching it for the last 15 years.